dream placement is a unique experience. It's not quite like any other work experience. It's something where you feel a great sense of mission in what you're doing, and it's important that you live up to the standards that have been set out by the Centre for Leadership Performance when promoting it to a pupil. So it's important that what we delivered is a true quality experience that really offers something bespoke to the student on placement. And this year was no different in that regard, but there's certainly challenges when it came to the virtual environment. When it came to making those virtual arrangements, it became very clear to us that planning was needed, a great amount of planning beforehand. And something else that we decided to do was engage really early on with Hannah and kind of get an understanding of her technical experience. That transition from physical to virtual, it's not a fun one, but it can be very effective. So, you don't get that time in the morning on a Monday where you can chat over a coffee and kind of get to know each other a bit. You don't get that opportunity. But doing virtual right, you can still get a hell of a lot done and be very productive. In the way that we planned and designed the week, we wanted a week that would mutually benefit both us and Hannah. So as I said earlier, alluded to earlier, we engaged very early to understand where she wanted to be in the future. And that allowed us to develop a week which suited our needs and her needs. So in the mornings, for example, she'd be doing specific tasks related to our work streams. So she helped us write a reply to a piece of casework. So she was getting exposure to our casework stream of things. We also exposed her to policy work and what we do with policy inquiries, and also looked at communications, local government and stakeholder relations. So she really got an in-depth feel for the wide variety of responsibilities we have. And then the afternoons were dedicated to what we called independent working, which was an opportunity for her to execute a project, research a project that would help us gain insight as an organisation, but also benefit her in her career path. So, for example, I believe she wants to go into a criminology university. So she came to us with a range of questions she could do this independent research on. And the one that struck us the most was analysing the effect the pandemic has had on crime in Copeland. So she'd done a whole analytical piece on that and presented it on the Friday afternoon. So we really struck that balance between benefit for us and exposure for her to our work and our work streams, but also then in the afternoon, seeing her do that independent work, progressing her own interests in her career, but at the same time benefiting us in the form of insight at the end of it. So for us, the big win for dream placement is always a fresh mind with fresh ideas, right? And if there's one thing that keeps any organisation strong, it's diversity of thought. And you have to have a fresh stream of people to bring a new sense of perspective. Dream placement for us, on reflection, we've actually realised that we have begun to limit ourselves to one dream placement student because of the physical limitations of our office. But we realised with the virtual placement that actually there is an opportunity here. Perhaps we could run in hybrid modes. Perhaps we could have 2 or 3 dream placement students, and a couple of days in the office and then a few days online. And if we could break down a week in that sense, it gives us the scope to actually provide and do a lot more